Good afternoon. Welcome to my channel, Grand Rising, and good day. Yeah, so we're posting for today. Throwing this post out here. Got some things I got to take care of later on, but I had some weird download. Well, not weird. I had some downloads last night, and I woke up this morning with. I had to write some stuff down. Um, but the main thing that kept going over my head was what it said was I don't know, I'm not sure if it was Israel or Israelites, but I got that word and kissed by God, kissed by God, and I don't know. I mean, I do what I feel. What the download was is what I felt was that not necessarily Israel per se, not necessarily Israelites per se, but um, people of God. I don't want to say chosen ones, because I believe that in some fact or fashion we're all chosen, but um, followers kissed by God or kissed by the Creator. Anyways, yeah, it was intense. Um, um, there was and I had to write some stuff down. Some of the stuff I had to write down. Let me see. Oh, um, about the energy, about the some of the things I went over in my last posting about how how I believe that we're energy and that we are incarnated in this world, in this matrix, if you will. Um, um, uh, energy. We're in this ball, and so this ball is enclosed. So what I mean by that is like energy doesn't disappear. It doesn't disappear. It changes form. It transforms. That's what I was saying before, as in like the frequency that you hold, the energy frequency that you hold, what you put out into the world is what you get back. It doesn't disappear. It just goes someplace else. An example of that would be if somebody was wishing bad on you or casting spells on you. Negativity, that's an energy that they're projecting towards you. If your frequency is so high where that energy can't hit you, then that energy has to go back. It has to go someplace. So it goes back to where it came from. Okay. And that's how a lot of people get karma. Karma being as above, so below. What you put out is what you get back. Um, and so my belief, what I believe is that we are here in this matrix, in this playground, spiritual being in a human form, placed in a human in a material form on this place. Okay, and so the frequency that we hold while we're here, we create karma. We either create karma or we create dharma. Karma being the negative energy that you receive back from the negative energy that you put out. Dharma being the positive energy that you put out and the positive energy that you get back. Now, as far as the incarnations, now let me give you a little breakdown. That's what I believe. I believe that this is all a construction, a simulation. And as I said before, energy, dark, light, energy. The lower the frequency of the energy, it's a food source for um, the esoteric beings that are controlling everything. Stay with me. Um, this energy, uh, uh, it's like starving the narcissist. If you keep your frequency high, that energy cannot be consumed by these lower vibing, if you will, toxic energies. They can't feed off of it because they can't get up there. They can't. They're stuck on the frequency that they are. So as you go through your life, you're born, you go through your life, and you have carnations. When you're born with your memories wiped from the previous life that you had before. Okay. Now, depending on what that life was and that incarnation of how you, I'm sorry, what frequency you held. If you held a low frequency in your past lives, that you have created karma. Again, energy doesn't disappear. So that karma follows that baby to the next life. The memory doesn't follow, but the karma follows. And until that baby is, until that I don't want to say person, until that particular energy, that person cleans up all that dirtiness that that his ancestors or the people before him that are in his line created, until they change that karma to dharma. Only then can they proceed. Um, okay, so what did I write down? What did it say about? Oh, okay. So when you wake up, okay, so a lot of people are waking up right now. They're waking up. They're being called. When you wake up, um, you have a choice to make, whether either to create dharma or to create karma or clean up the karma that you had, and so now you're in the plus. It's like depositing into a bank, kind of, sort of. But if you don't break even in this life, if you don't, uh, I don't want to say mitigate, if you don't balance the books on the karma dharma side, then you have to come back. You get to try again. Like I said before, you don't fail. You just got to try again. But when you come back, you try again, but you try again without your memory. You don't have a memory. I mean, well, you do have a memory. It's inside there, but you have to be awakened. You have to wake up. You have to choose. You have to choose to wake up in order to stop the cycle, break the chains that bind you. Um, what was it? What else? What else did I have? Change. Anything you're not changing, you're choosing. I've learned that. Anything that you're not changing, you're choosing. That was kind of deep. I thought about that. You can refer that to to everything, to being a doormat to someone, to being addicted to drugs, to continue doing what you know is wrong. We all have a choice. Excuse me. We all have a choice to either do right or to do wrong. Once you choose your side, once you choose what side you're on, that's when things start happening. Once you're awake, once you know, you can't unknow. So once you choose which side you're on, that's when things start happening. You choose the low vibing side. That's when you're going to start getting car accidents, breaking your phone, getting into a fight at the club, wife cheating on you, you. Those are just some of the things, but for the most part, there are things, there choices, there are seasons that you have to go through, the seasons that you're going through, that will determine what season you're going through. choice, things will start happening. Once you believe either one way or the other, whether it's true or it's not true, whatever it is, the same on the positive side. Once you make a choice, I choose to be good. I choose to do what's right. I choose to live in the light rather than to live in the dark. Once you make that choice to live in the light, now all of a sudden you're opening you're using your free will to accept the blessings that God tries to give you. He's always trying to give you blessings, but if your frequency's low, you can't see them. That's like sitting in the bleachers at a baseball game, and you're talking to somebody drinking your shake, and bam, you get hit in the head with a ball. You know what I mean? It's you didn't see it coming. If you had been paying attention, you would have seen it coming. And in order for you to pay attention, your frequency has to be at a certain level. If you follow me, uh, once you make the choice to go to the light, that's when you start to see, you start to recognize um, the synchronicities. If I know that I'm talking to a lot of people who are in my soul family who understand, even cross watchers or whatever. Um, when I talk about the synchronicities, things that, I know you've heard me say the billboard signs where you see numbers and stuff, but when I say seeing numbers, I mean actual license plates, or it could be on the microwave, it could be on my wristwatch, it could be on any place where a number would be able to pop on the side of a truck, on a phone number. Um, if you know, you know. And some of these numbers, when you start seeing them, for me, they're confirmations. It's my angels telling me, it's God telling me, my creator telling me that we're here. It's a confirmation. I'm just letting you know we're here. The heads up, hey, that type of thing. And once you start looking up the numbers, when you see the number and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna check and see what that says. You're going to be amazed. When I tell you, I can't tell you. I try it. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't cost you anything. And if you're praying and you're meditating and you're doing the things to keep your frequency up, grounding, trying to become one with the earth, walk in the grass barefoot on the beach barefoot, try to ground yourself with the energy, make yourself one with the energy, because energy is in everything. Energy, and you're part of it. And if you're awake, if you stay still long enough and meditate, and you'll begin to feel it. um you have the power to change anything by changing the way that you think. Perception is major. Let me see something else I wrote. Energy doesn't disappear; it has to go somewhere. Choose your side. Yeah. So the channel message was really really weird. I woke up this morning and I haven't even had breakfast yet. I had to get on here and put it out there. I have to check my settings and stuff. Uh, at this point right now, it doesn't. I don't really. It doesn't matter to me. I have my objective is to get it out. If it's not seen today or tomorrow or the next day, eventually it's going to be seen by somebody. So yeah. But yeah, moving along through my life, it's an ongoing battle for those that are just starting the journey. It's stay strong, faith and trust, faith and trust, faith and trust, faith and trust, um, and like I said, once your eyes are open, you can't go back. Try to do the next right thing. There's a lot of the collective. When I say collective, what I mean when I say collective is all the people who are awake. Okay, let me say this. Let me say this. So I was studying last night. I was studying, and I've come to understand and believe that we are now two separate Earths living in the same space, 5D and 3D, and that as far as people were talking about the rapture and all that, now I believe that the rapture has already happened. It hasn't happened per se like they say. They say that God's going to come down and take people out. I believe that He came down and woke people up. He woke people up. And then, so some people they're here, but they're living, see them, but it's still timeline. When I started this video, I was in a different timeline. There's two, I believe that some of us, the ones who have been awakened that are still here, we we are considered to be a bridge. We have one foot on either side, and and this is my personal soul family. And I say that to say that there are chosen people, there are star seeds that have different, the purposes are different, but there's a lot that have the same purpose that I have, which is to be here. We've already secured our spot, our seats being saved for us. And so what we're doing now is when I came into this incarnation, I didn't have any memory of my past lives or what my purpose was or anything. My job, but it's not like you're not, if you don't wake up, if you don't wake up, what was it? There were three of them. Where is it? If you don't wake up, it was pneumatic. It was if you don't wake up, if you don't, see, so when you wake up, you remove yourself from the matrix. Now you're awake. So you're not contributing to the negative energy that's being projected as food for these beings, entities, whatever, spirits, whatever you want to call them. So when you don't wake up and you stay at that level and you die, your soul goes back into the stream again. Energy, excuse me, it has to have someplace to go. So it goes, you get refurbished, you get reincarnated to come back and try again. God's giving you the opportunity to try again. Now, these beings that feed off this negative energy, um, uh, uh, they want you to recycle. That's how they're thriving. Okay, so when you come back, you have another opportunity to wipe your slate clean. Once you wake up and you choose God, you choose good, you choose the light. At that point is when now when you die, you go back into the stream. You don't have to come back. You don't have to reincarnate. You can stay in your true state, your energy state. You can stay in the flow in order to become an ascended master. You want to ascend. You want to ascend. Um, um, And that's where a lot of us are now. Our jobs here right now, we've accomplished that. We have, are we perfect? No, no. But we try to do the next right thing. And so we chose to come back here. I want to go back so okay, so this cycle is going on. You stay in the loop. You stay in the loop. It's like a hamster. I don't know a hamster. The older people know what a hamster is. You used to have a hamster to be in a cage, it's like a guinea pig, so to speak, but a little teeny weeny on the wheel, run on the wheel, run on the wheel. Work. Your kids go to school. You go to work. You get off of work. You make dinner. You eat. You take your shower. Go to bed. You get up the next day. You do the same thing. Do the same thing. And they have all these devices in place that keep you stuck if you're not awake. Esoteric spells, if you will. If you look at the world today with I don't want to be too specific, but if you know, you know. If you know, talking about the island and the industry and all these things that are going on in the world today, how these things that we are witnessing today, these things been going on for a long time. The thing is that negativity's time is short right now. So now they don't care about hiding it anymore. Plus, and the reason why they don't care about hiding it anymore, because they realize that there are people like you and I who are waking up and seeing it. So there's no use in hiding it. Another thing, another thing I learned when I was younger that God, when He cast down. Now I don't know the whole particulars of the story. I don't want to. I'm going by what I believe. He cast down Satan to come down here, but they sat down at the table, kind of like kind of like Trump. Trump I don't want to say any names. Kind of like the higher ups do now. They sit down and they make decisions. So they had a powwow, and Lucifer, Satan. Okay, well, I don't think it's fair that you love them more than you love us, and I think that this, and this. And God said, okay, well, listen, I really don't care what you think. And what I'm going to do is, because you were my favorite, what I'm going to do is it's the same. I'm going to let you go ahead, you go down there. And the people who you can, if you can tempt them, don't hurt them. Don't hurt them. But if you can tempt them to come with you, it's all yours. And you can do this for a certain time. Let's say 1,000 years. Let's say, and you can do whatever that. It's all yours. But after that 1,000 years, then it's my turn. Okay. And so the only thing is that you cannot hurt them, and you cannot what it can't be. It can't. I don't know I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of the exact word I'm trying to use, but it can't be nefarious. It can't be underhanded. Okay, that's why you got you got the movies. They're showing you. They're not hiding. They're not hiding any of the truth. All the truth is there, and then what they do is they desensitize you to it before it happens. So now you your mind already accepts it. That's the same thing with like the industry, so to speak. That's how they choose you. Okay, well, if if okay, let me put an example like this. If you wear a pair of booty shorts, your goodies hanging out, you know what I mean? Then it's more than likely you'll go to a, I know which ones to pick, and I don't have to worry about them. It's not them I'm worried about. I need to use them in order to pull in more to this side. You know what I mean? I'm rambling a little bit now, but it's just they put it in your face. They put it in your face. I've seen instances you can't tell. Okay, so riddle me this, Batman. I was in when I told you that I was in Florida. When I was in Florida, I remember watching the news, and what had happened was in Washington D.C. In Washington D.C., there's a major waterway there. I don't know. I can look it up, but there's a major waterway there. Anyway, there was a big tanker. You know how when the trains go, they got the train cars, but they can take that whole car off and put it onto a ship, and that's how they bring in all the clothes and the everything from overseas. They have these big containers. A container ship is what it's called. But they would have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these containers on the ship, and it was coming down the line. It was coming in the water, and there's a bridge there. The containers are stacked too high in order for them to go underneath the bridge. So the bridge, they have to wait, and the bridge has to open. Well, apparently the communication got messed up somehow, and this ship ran right into the bridge and crashed the bridge. Part of the bridge dropped into the ocean. Part of it on the tanker. People died. And I thought that was really, really, really sad. It was just really weird. It looked like the ship was going straight like it was supposed to go, and then it kind of just veered off. Bam, right into the bridge. But the uncanny thing is that, stay with me, on The Simpsons, they showed a Simpsons episode from 5, maybe even 10 years ago. The ship looked exactly the same. The bridge looked exactly the same. The angle of the veer looked exactly the same, and it ran into the bridge exactly the same. Now, now, too many. Look it up. Look it up. What I'm telling you, look it up. Simpsons episode, container ship crashing into a bridge in Washington D.C. Between 2026 now and 2024. Just to be on the safe side, between 2023 and 2026. Look that up and see what comes up and see how they mirror each other. And that's not the only Simpson episode from years ago that and it's just so uncanny how confirmation how and what I'm getting to is that these spirits, these entities that I'm talking about, these negative spirits, the ones who are feeding anger and the sadness and the anxiety and the fear, and the ones that are feeding off of this, they have rules that they have to go by. I spoke about this in one of my previous videos that there's rules. It's not just all willy nilly. There's rules that you have to go by. And once you wake up and you're given down about you get a rule book. You know, you get a rule. The game. And at this point, about winning the game, it's changing the game because we have the power to change. What did I say before? What did I say before about the change? You have the power to change anything by changing the way that you think. So if you have the rules, so they can't do anything telling us about it first. And what's so sad is that there's so many people that are content. They're content in the way they're desensitized to things that are that evil things, negative things they've seen it so many times that they're desensitized to it. I can't remember, it might have been 10, 15 years ago when I'm sitting watching TV. It was, and I remember watching TV and they televised it where in Iran or Iraq or whatever, they had an American hostage, and they said that if you don't give us, they came on there and they had him tied up in a chair or whatever with his little thing on, and had him read whatever they wanted him to read, and the guy, the bad guy had black stuff all over his face, garbed up, and if you don't give us what we want, we're gonna cut his head off in 12 hours or whatever it was. But I remember they showed it on TV where this crazy guy actually cut this guy's head off on TV. They televised it and showed it. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it. But that was but once you see it, you can't unsee it. So in my head, okay, well that happens. That's a thing. So now if it happens on a happenstance on a day in the regular news, you see it in the regular news. Oh, I've seen that before. And it's just the people. I believe that when the frequency is low, that the lower the frequency, the more evil, the more stuff can seep in. And I think that right now, I think it's been happening the whole time since way back. All these things that we're hearing about, oh, I have to be careful what I say. I don't think come looking for me, but oh, they're doing this and no, they're doing that. Things that in my head, I'm appalled. I'm appalled. I couldn't even think about jerky. If you know, you know. Okay, so at this point, the evil is scared that it's losing its source. So what it's just bringing it out more. It's putting it right in your face because people are waking up. So so you have this people good and bad, everything's together, energy is all together. So now you have people waking up. Every time somebody leaving, one that's leaving, it's another one that's leaving. You know, so actually, let me rephrase that. So that's a good one coming in. Somebody's waking up. That's a good one waking up. So now you've got a lot of woken up. Almost every city, in fact, every city just about has bells in the churches. On Sunday morning, boom, boom, boom. You can hear them all over the place, everywhere. The vibration, the bell wasn't to tell you, oh, it's Sunday and it's 12 o'clock. No, the bells were used for the vibration. The vibration, boom, when it goes out, it emits a frequency. That frequency from the bells was to soothe, to open the pineal gland, to elicit happiness, to look it up, frequency and vibration, the effects on the mind, frequency of the mind and the body and the spirit. Look up frequencies, and the bells, and then all of a sudden, just like Tartaria, look up that too. All of a sudden, all the bells disappeared. Bells were taken out of the churches. You're not allowed to have bells anymore. Excuse me. The excuse was that they needed the metal to make bullets for the war. I'm speechless. I mean, really? Are you serious? That's the only place. It's the only place. Yeah. So you had to get all the bells, melt all the bells down. Look it up. Look it up. I saw a picture. I can't remember when or how long ago it was, but I saw a picture, and I think it was by the water. It might have been by the water, but there was nothing but bells everywhere from all the churches. All the churches, they had gathered all the bells. The bells were, I don't want to say they were outlawed. I don't know that much. I didn't really read up about it, but but and the frequency, the 5G towers, the frequency that they're putting out is a frequency that is to disrupt the light frequency to open up your pineal gland. All these things that I'm saying to you, when I'm writing and I'm getting the channels or the downloads, that's one thing. But if I say something, it's not. I don't believe that it's willy nilly because it's being given to me to give to you. But don't take my word for it. Look it up. Um, as a lot of my fellow light bringers would say, of course, this is all just entertainment. Um, but yeah, it's and things. Okay, so I'm filming this right around the today I believe is the 18th. Yeah, today's the 18th. So yesterday was the eclipse, partial eclipse, and I saw something. I believe it was online, which I don't believe a lot of the stuff that I see online unless I'm guided to. It's weird with me. It's different because if I'm watching something, I'll get an inclination just to switch. I'll just come up and it'll give me information. Ladies that worked by them doing that our creator's not happy. So I believe that things are going to be expedited as far as getting a handle on things. Because at this point, I do not believe that we're the only planet in the solar system. I do not believe that we're the only planet that has life. I do not believe that human beings are the only beings on this planet. I also do not believe that the entities, other beings from other worlds, are going to allow us to blow this planet up, to destroy it. Because if we destroy this planet, then we're not only destroying ourselves, but we're destroying, excuse me, other beings and possibly other solar systems by the blast of what would happen. So I believe that we're going to be stopped from doing anything that's going to be detrimental. They're giving us the opportunity. That's why a lot of us are here. We're being awakened so that we can raise the frequency in order to prevent the road that we're going on right now. Uh, yeah, before we destroy ourselves. It's sad. It's sad, but it's not sad actually because it's evolution. When you think about it, that everything is already written. It's all energy. We're all that sand that I spoke about before. So everything that's supposed to be happening is happening exactly like it's supposed to. So the creator already knows. He already knows what's going to happen. It's already happened. It's already done. So it's time. It's time for. It's time for evolution. It's time for ascension. Um, Yeah, if you know, you know. I'm gonna go ahead and close out for now because I'm drawing a blank. I'm hungry. I didn't eat breakfast yet, so I'm gonna go ahead and get something to eat. But I had to come on. Once you decide what side you're on, that will determine on whom you're kissed by. Um, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and close this out. If you resonate with anything that I've said, hey, if you don't, let it fly. Give it to somebody else. Save it, leave it for somebody else. If you don't agree, that's fine. That's not why I'm here. My purpose is to plant the seed. Anything that I've said that you don't believe, look it up. If I'm wrong, please correct me. And with that, we'll leave.